Hello, second graders. Today our last lesson is our social studies lesson, which is in our math skills book. So you need to find your math skills book, pause the video if you need to, and when you get your math skills book, you need to open up to page number 16 and 17. And it should look like this. It says, make a map for Jordan and Jamie. On the directions, it says you have a chance to make up a place called New City. Then you can give Jordan and Jamie a map so they can find their way around. So we are going to practice making a map and making a map key, which is what we learned about yesterday. So the first thing we need to do, it says, number 1, there are lots of houses in New City. Draw a symbol for a house in the map key and label it. Add houses to your map. So the first thing I'm going to do is in my map key, which is over here, I'm going to put a symbol for a house. You want to keep it simple, not a lot of detail, because you're going to be drawing houses all over your map. Now, my house is going to have a square and a triangle for the roof. And that's all that my house is going to be. Then I'm going to spell house, H-O-U-S-E, house. Once I spell that, and if you don't know, it's here on number 1. Once I spell house, I'm going to create houses all over my map. Now, Mrs. Murphy's only going to do a couple to show you, but you can create as many houses as you want because it's a city. When you create a house, make sure that you don't put it on a road or the river or the lake, because we know that houses don't go on those. They need to go on ground or land. So here's a few houses that I have drawn on my map. I want you to put as many houses as you can or want on your map. You just need to do more than 5. Mrs. Murphy wants more than 5, okay? When you get your houses done, cross off number 1. Number 2 says, draw a symbol for a store in the map key and label it. Add stores to your map. So here's the word store, S-T-O-R-E. I'm going to draw over here a rectangle with a big door, because I know stores a lot of times have big doors, and I'm going to write store behind it to label it. Then on my map I need to make stores. So over here I'm going to create a store. Over here is another store. Down here is a store. And a lot of times stores are kind of by each other, but not necessarily in a town, unless you have like a downtown where there's lots of stores. So I want you to create more than 5 stores and put it on your map. And when you're done with that, cross off number 2. So number 1 is houses, number 2 is stores. Number 3 says, name the streets in New City. Write the names on the map. I want you to find 2 streets and name them. Now the streets are going either horizontal, vertical, and there is one street that kind of goes diagonal. So find a street, and then I want you to put the name. So for example, Mrs. Murphy is going to name a street Murphy Street. You might want to name it your last name, but on this one, I'm going to put it in black so you can really see it. You're going to write the name as best as you can on the road. Make sure it's capitalized because it's the name of a street. You're going to write Murphy or your name or whatever you want to name it, and then street, S-T-R-E-E-T. Then down here, I'm going to name the street South Street. You can name it Red Street, Blue Street, Circle Street, whatever you want to name it. Streets have lots of names. So find 2 streets and you name them with a capital letter and then put street behind them. So you have to do 2 streets. When you're done, cross off number 3. Number 4 says, there are a river and a lake in New City. Color them blue and name them. Add a blue box to the key and label it water. Now, I I can see down here is a river. How do I know that? Because it has blue edges and it kind of is thicker and then it's thinner, and I can tell that's a bridge. So you might not want to color your bridge, but color your river as best as you can. And then down here is the lake. Color your lake as best you can. And it looks like there's a little island on your lake in the middle. Now down here, Mrs. Murphy's just going to make it said a blue box. Mrs. Murphy accidentally made it like a lake, but a blue box, and color it blue. And then I would like you to label it water, W-A-T-E-R. And then once you have that done, you can cross off number 4. Okay, so color your lake blue, color your lake blue, color your river blue, put in a box, water, and color the box blue, okay? Number 5, New City has 2 schools. Draw a symbol for a school on the map, key and label it. Add the school to the map. So down here, I'm going to put a school. I'm going to do a rectangle with a big door again, but this time I'm going to put a flag because we know schools have flagpoles outside of them. So you're going to draw a school and then label it, and here's the word school in number 5 if you need it. I'm going to draw a school right up here, and then I'm going to draw a school right down here. Okay, that's number 5. When you're done, cross it off. Now the last thing I want you to do for sure is find a good place for a park in New City. Draw a tree and a swing as a symbol for the park in the map, key and label it. Show the park on the map, give it a name, and label it on the map. So the first thing I want you to do is just to draw the symbol of a park down here, and if you run out of room like Mrs. Murphy did, just kind of go off your paper. So I'm going to draw a tree and the swings as best as I can. I know those are kind of tricky. And then write park, P-A-R-K. Then the directions say to find one park, put a park anywhere. I'm going to put my park up here because I don't have anything up here. So I'm going to draw my tree, draw my swings as best I can. Then I'm going to name it. And I'm going to name this park Lake Park. So I'm going to write the word lake, L-A-K-E with a capital L, and then I'm going to label it park, P-A-R-K. And these both are capitalized because they're name of a specific place. They're a proper noun. And then when you're done with your park and giving it a name or a label, you can circle it and cross it off. All right, now 7 and 8, I'm going to give you the option of doing. 7 just says, what else would you like to put in your new city? Add 3 more things to the map key and show them on the map. So if there's anything else that you would want to add to your map, you could put it in a key and then draw it on your map. So think about things that you would see around a town that you could put on a map key, like a water tower or a swimming pool or an ice skating rink. So there's some different things that you could add to your map. One more thing, a mall. I just thought of a mall. All right, the last one. Now plan a nice walk for Jordan and Jamie. Draw the route on the map. So this is optional, but it's pretty easy. I would pick a house where Jordan and Jamie live. For example, they might live here. I'm going to have them first go to school because they need to go to school first. Then they're going to come around. Actually, they're going to go up here, and they're going to go on Murphy Street, and they're going to go to the park, Lake Park. And then once they're done at the park, their mom is going to take them to the stores because they need to get some groceries. And they'll go to the stores, and they might need to turn around, and then they're going to go home. Okay? So if you want to draw a route or a path for Jamie and Jordan, you may certainly do that. Have fun creating your new city in your Map Skills book.